Welcome to Heaven Learning Academy. Today we are going to make lemon cake as our practical. For that we are going to require 2 cups of flour, half teaspoon of baking powder, half teaspoon of baking soda, a pinch of salt, 3 by 4 cups of oil, 1 cup of grinded sugar, 3 eggs at room temperature, 3 tablespoons of lukewarm milk, half tablespoon vinegar. Then we are going to require lemon color, that is the yellow color. We are going to require 2 to 3 drops. Then we are going to need 2.5 tablespoon of lemon juice and 1 lemon zest. And then for the sugar syrup, we are going to require half cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of water, and then 2.5 tablespoon of lemon juice. Total, we are going to require 3 to 4 lemons if they are big and 4 to 5 if they are small to make the juice. Now coming towards the equipments, we are going to require miring spoons, miring cups, whisk. You can either use the electric ones or the simple ones. You are going to require the spatula, oiling brush. Then you are going to require this equipment for making the lemon juice, then the grater. Then you are going to require saucepan to make the sugar syrup, and the cake tin. It should be of 8 inches. And then we are going to require the knives, serving spoons, serving dish, cooling rack, and the butter paper. You are also going to need the miring bowls and the mixing bowls so that you can mix the batter properly. You are going to mix the dry batter separately and the wet batter separately. Then for the personal hygiene, you are going to wash your hands and you are going to remove any type of jewelry that you are wearing. You are going to wash your hands for about 20 seconds for after every 20 minutes to follow the 20 by 20 rule. And to follow the personal hygiene practices, you have to follow them properly. You are going to wash your hands and rub the soap, liquid soap, in between the fingers, and then wash it with the clean tap water. After washing your hands, please dry them. And then after drying your hands, you are going to wear the gloves. And then after wearing the gloves, you are going to wear the apron and the head cap. So these are the personal safety measures that you should follow whenever you are working in the kitchen or whenever you are working with the food to avoid cross contamination. Today we are going to make lemon cake as a practical. For that we are going to require the following ingredients. We are going to require 1 cup of grinded sugar. It should be the powdered form of the sugar, no pieces left. Then we are going to require 2 cups of cake flour or simple white flour. Then we are going to require 3 tablespoons of lukewarm milk, a pinch of salt, then 3 by 4 cups of oil, and then 2 to 3 drops of lemon yellow color, half teaspoon baking soda, half teaspoon of baking powder, half tablespoon of vinegar, 3 eggs at room temperature, and then we are going to require the lemons. You can consider 3 to 4 lemons. Then the equipment, cooling rack, serving dishes, serving plates, and then the whisk, spatula, oiling brush, miring spoons, miring cups, lemon juice extractor, grater to make the lemon zest. Then we are going to require the knife for cutting, spoons for serving, for eating, and then we are going to require the mixing bowls to mix the dry and wet batters, and the butter paper to grease the pan with oil, and the saucepan to make the sugar syrup. Then we are going to require the 8 inches cake pan, and we are going to oil it properly to bake the cake in it. First of all, we are going to take 2 cups of flour, white flour. So this is 2 cups white flour. I have measured it before. You can measure the 2 cups of white flour with this 1 cup measurement. You are going to measure it. After adding 2 cups of flour, you are going to add a pinch of salt. You can either take 1 by 8 teaspoon to measure the pinch of salt like that. And then you are going to add it into the dry batter. After that, you are going to add half teaspoon of baking soda. Then you are going to add it into the dry batter. It is not the tablespoon, it is the teaspoon. You are going to measure the half teaspoon of this baking soda. You are going to add this into the dry batter. After that, you are going to add the baking powder in this dry batter. So I'm going to open the package of this baking powder. Now you are going to add half teaspoon of baking powder in this dry batter. You're not going to add more than that, otherwise the cake is not going to fluff properly. So half teaspoon of baking powder and half teaspoon of baking soda in 2 cups of flour and a pinch of salt. This is our dry batter that we are going to keep aside. After this, you are going to mix the dry batter properly to mix all the ingredients so there should be no lumps present. As you can see, I am going to mix it properly so there are no lumps in this dry batter and all things are well combined and well mixed. As you can see, there should be no lumps. Then we are going to mix it and keep the dry batter aside. After that, we are going to take this grater to make the lemon zest. We are going to take one lemon and then we are going to grate the zest. You are going to grate the upper part, not the white part. You are just going to take the yellow portion, the yellow peel of the lemon to make the zest, because the white part is a little bit bitter in taste, so you are going to avoid the white part. Just going to peel the upper peels of the lemon. As you can see, you have to put a little bit pressure to make the zest properly, to grate the peels properly. So this is the form of zest that you are going to add into your cake. So this is the lemon zest that we are going to add. Then we are going to make the lemon juice by the lemon juice extractor. You are going to cut the lemons in half. And then you are going to use the lemon juice extractor to avoid any seeds in your cake. So all the seeds and the white part is removed. By this, you are going to squeeze the juice of the lemons. You are not going to add any seed or any white part. Just going to add the juice of the lemons like that. You are going to squeeze the juice properly from each and every lemon. As you can see, I'm going to make the cut on another lemon and then I'm going to repeat the same procedure as done with the previous lemon. I'm going to squeeze the juice from this lemon juice extractor. Then I'm going to take my third lemon and then I'm going to extract the juice of this third lemon. As the size of lemon is very big, so you are going to require only 3 lemons, not more than that, to make juice. So this is the juice that I have extracted from 3 lemons. Now we are going to keep it aside. Now we are going to mix the wet ingredients. For that we are going to take the mixing bowl. In this mixing bowl we are going to mix the sugar and oil properly. For this we are going to add 3 by 4 cups of oil. You can either take the 3 by 4 cup measurement or you can take 1.5 cup and then 1 by 4 cups, so it will be equal to 3 by 4 cups. So this should be the consistency. Now we are going to add 1 full cup of white powdered sugar in this, and then you are going to whisk it properly to give your cake a little bit of volume, so that the sugar is properly mixed with the oil, and the color of this mixture is going to be white after mixing it for about 2 to 3 minutes. As you can see, you are going to mix it very well so that the color is going to become white. There should be no lumps in this batter. Keep mixing it for about 2 to 3 minutes until the consistency is reached. As you can see, I am mixing it properly. You have to mix and whisk it properly to incorporate the bubbles and to make the fluffiest cake. Now you are going to add one by one eggs in this mixture. As I have added the one egg, I am going to take 1 tablespoon measurement, and then I am going to add 2 tablespoons of the dry batter that I have prepared. Now I'm going to take the 1 tablespoon measurement and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the dry batter that I have prepared. Like this, you are going to mix the 1 egg and the 2 tablespoons of the dry batter first, so that there should be no lumps and everything is incorporated and mixed within the batter properly. You are going to move your whisk very fast. As you can see, I am moving the whisk properly and mixing the batter properly with high speed with my arms. Now I'm going to add another egg. After adding the another egg, I am going to add 2 tablespoons of the dry batter that I have prepared before. You are going to repeat the same procedure with the third egg also. You are going to mix and whisk it properly. As you can see, there should be no lumps in this batter. It should be creamy. After that, you are going to add your third egg and repeat the same procedure by adding 2 tablespoons of the dry batter that we have prepared before. 1 tablespoon and then the second tablespoon of the dry batter. Then you are going to move your hands very fast to mix the dry batter and the egg in the wet batter that we have prepared. Keep mixing it. So this should be the consistency of our batter. Now, making your batter like this, after making your batter like this, you are going to add the other ingredients. There should be no lumps in your batter and the consistency should be like this. So this is the final consistency of the batter. Now we are going to take the 3 tablespoons of lukewarm milk, and to make the buttermilk we are going to add half tablespoons of white vinegar. Now I'm going to take the half tablespoon of white vinegar in it. You should consider lukewarm milk to make the buttermilk properly. Now we are going to add the half tablespoon of white vinegar in this lukewarm milk, and then we are going to mix it properly. Now you are going to mix it so that the milk is going to curdle and the buttermilk is formed. So this should be the consistency of your buttermilk that you are going to add in the mixture. It should be providing best texture to the cake. The fluffiest cake is going to be made. Now you are going to add this buttermilk in your cake. After that you are going to add the lemon yellow color. You are going to add 2 to 3 drops of lemon yellow color, or you can either consider 1 by 8 teaspoon. As you can see, the color should be lemon yellow. So it will be providing yellow color to the batter. Now you are going to mix it properly. Keep mixing until all the color is dissolved. Then you are going to add the lemon zest of 1 lemon. You can reduce this quantity if you don't like the flavor of lemon zest, but it is going to give very best flavor and good aroma to your cake. Now you are going to add the other part of the dry batter in portions, and then you are going to mix it properly. Keep mixing it until there are no lumps in your batter, and move your whisk very fast so that your batter is going to look creamy. Now you are going to add the other remaining portion of the dry batter. Then again you are going to mix it properly. There should be no lumps of the flour. You are going to incorporate and mix each and everything into the batter very well by moving your hands very fast. As you can see, this is the consistency of the batter. After this, we are going to add 2.5 tablespoons of lemon juice that we have extracted before. So this is the consistency of our batter. To make it a little bit thin and to add the flavor, you are going to add 2.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. As you can see, it is very thick, so we have to make it a little bit thin to bake the cake. Now you are going to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, then the second tablespoon of lemon juice, and after that you are going to take the half tablespoon of lemon juice. Like that you are going to add, and you are going to mix it in the batter properly. There should be no lumps in your final batter. You are going to mix it super fast, and you are going to mix all the lemon juice inside the batter properly. So in this case of making the cake properly, to make the good fluff, you have to whisk it very well for a lot of time so that you are going to obtain the smooth texture and the fluffiest cake ever. As you can see, this should be the consistency of your batter that you are going to bake. After that, you are going to take your cake tin, and then you are going to add little bit of oil. You're going to add 1 teaspoon of oil, and then you are going to spread that oil with the help of oiling brush. Then you are going to take the butter paper, and after taking the butter paper, you are going to cut this butter paper according to the size of your cake tin. So you are going to make a cone, and then you are going to cut this like that to make it according to the size of your cake tin. As you can see, I have cutted the butter paper. Now I am going to add the oil inside my pan. Then I'm going to use the oiling brush to spread the oil all over the pan. After adding the oil and brushing the oil all over the cake tin, I'm going to add the butter paper, and then I'm going to add a little bit oil on the butter paper so that our cake is not going to stick to the cake tin or the cake mold. Then you are going to put the butter paper inside your cake pan, cake tin, and then you are going to oil it properly. You should oil at the edges of the cake tin so that your cake is not going to stick to the sides of the cake tin. Oil the cake tin and the butter paper very well. As you can see, this should be the look of your cake tin after oiling it properly. Oil each and every side of the cake tin so that it will become easier for you to remove the cake after baking it from the cake tin. Now we are going to mix the batter and then we are going to add it inside the cake tin. As you can see, I'm going to add the batter inside the cake tin, and you have to remove all the batter from the mixing bowl properly so that nothing is going to waste. For that, I'm going to use the spatula to remove the remaining part from the mixing bowl. Now we are going to remove any type of the air bubbles by tapping the cake tin onto the shelf. It will help to remove the air bubbles present in the cake. So this is the final batter that we are going to put inside the oven for about 40 to 45 minutes at 180 degrees centigrade. You are going to keep checking in between. You should preheat your oven for about 20 minutes before baking. Now we are going to make the sugar syrup. For that we are going to require half cup of sugar and the saucepan, and then we are going to take 3 tablespoons of water and 2.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. You can take the powdered sugar or the simple sugar to make the sugar syrup. I'm going to take the powdered sugar so that I can mix it easily within no time. So this is half cup of sugar. So we are going to mix the half cup of sugar and 3 tablespoons of water. So now I'm going to take 3 tablespoons of water to make the sugar syrup. Then we are going to put this saucepan on the stove. And then you are going to keep stirring it so that sugar is going to be dissolved. Keep stirring for about 1 to 2 minutes on medium to high flame. After stirring this mixture for about 2 to 3 minutes, you are going to add the lemon juice, 2.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. You should stir until all the sugar is dissolved in the water. As you can see, the sugar is dissolved in the water. Now I'm going to add the lemon juice to make the sugar syrup, to pour it on the top of the cake. As you can see, the bubbles are appearing. Now, second tablespoon and then the half tablespoon of lemon juice more inside the sugar syrup. So, after adding the lemon juice, you are going to mix it properly and then wait until the bubble appears in the sugar syrup. So, I can see there are some particles of sugar. So, you have to dissolve each and every particle of sugar properly. So, as you can see, there are still some particles left. So, I'm going to keep stirring it for about 1 minute more until the bubbles appear. So as you can see, this is the final consistency of the sugar syrup. After mixing it properly and dissolving all the sugar in this syrup, we are going to take this mixture and then you are going to pour it and keep it aside to cool at room temperature. So this is the sugar syrup that you are going to pour on the top of the cake. Now you are going to put it aside so that it will become cool at the room temperature. You are not going to make it thick, otherwise it is not going to be poured. Now you can see our cake is baked and it has fluffed. Now we are going to remove it from the cake tin, and you should cool the cake properly. Now you are going to remove the butter paper. Now I've removed the butter paper. Now you are going to make a little bit holes in your cake. You can either use the toothpick or the stick or the simple knife to make the holes so that you can pour the sugar syrup that we have made before on top of the cake. Now I'm going to pour the sugar syrup to provide my cake a better glaze and a better taste. You are going to pour the sugar syrup on the corners also. So the cake is going to become very moist and spongy. So as you can see, I am poking the holes inside the cake with the help of this chopstick. After poking the holes, I am going to add the sugar syrup on the top of the cake to make it moist. So this is the final look, and we are going to cut the piece to dish it out in our serving dish. So can you see the sponge? It is very spongy and very soft. So now I'm going to taste it. So it is very yummy and delicious, and it is very soft and spongy. So this is about today's practical. So you are going to follow each and every step properly. You are going to follow each and every instruction, and then you are going to bake it at 180 degrees centigrade for about 40 to 45 minutes. Thank you.